Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Boop, that's me, boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy, what day is it? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week and a great day. Oh my goodness, this never happens. Listen, I watched both of the Real Housewives from coast to coast, Beverly Hills to NYC last night. I watched it last night. I made my notes last night. I stayed up until a little bit after 1 o'clock. Got it done. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. We're going to start off with Beverly Hills in this video. And then we're going to travel to Puerto Rico with the ladies from New York City in my next video. You're getting it back to back Housewives snark. So let's start off with 90210. Okay. This whole like beef between Kyle and Dorit, this is going back. Like, this is going back some years. I mean, they start off the episode talking about how Dorit shaded Kyle at her fashion show with those caftans. Once again, I'm gonna have to look into that and see if she is still selling that stuff, those caftans. Because listen, I'm gonna tell you, they call them caftans out in fancy places. But listen, for me, it's a muumuu, it's a house dress. I love a good house dress or muumuu. Listen, laying around the house, easy breezy, free flowing. So they're going far back, and they even brought up, remember when Dorit designed that room at Buca di Beppo, and it was the Capri room because she wanted to make you feel like you were in Italy and in Capri. I call it Capri, but I guess it's pronounced Capri, with all those lemons. Remember, listen, I'm going to tell you, Dorit is never going to hear this, so she can't cuss me out, but I've never been to Capri. So I don't know if it reminds you of Capri. To me, it just seemed like Yolanda's kitchen, but smaller. Remember how she had the lemon trees and she would just do something with a lemon? There were lemons all over the place. It was like a lemon explosion. If it was between you and me and a Christmas tree, that Capri room. She was pissed that she said something about that Capri room, but that Capri room at Buca di Beppo. Maybe that's why they're closing their businesses, because of that Capri room. I know the one in Pittsburgh is closing. R.I.P. to the Pope room. So, and listen, I do understand that Kyle is dealing with a lot. She's still dealing with the tragic loss of her best friend and the loss of her marriage, but these grievances that Dorit has, it seems like they go back a little further than maybe, than these two events happening to her. Like I said, I understand that she's dealing with these losses, but please don't use those traumas as an excuse for you to get away with bad behavior, with icing people out and with bad behavior. That's all I'm saying. Listen, during this whole little back and forth verbal tennis match between the two of them, Erica offered Bose some very good advice. Don't erase your text messages. Don't erase anything. As long as you're on the show, and maybe even past, save your text messages, because receipts, Whitney, you are going to need them. So that dinner ended up with really nothing being accomplished. So next day, Kathy Hilton's getting everybody on this 90-foot yacht, what they think might have been a 90-foot yacht. Looked beautiful. Had all the fixings, all the, like drinks and food. Oh, looked lovely. And I'll tell you what else looked lovely to Sutton. That was Captain Theo. Oh, she was just loving. She was loving on some Captain Theo. Whatever. She was like, they're playing that music where it's like all romantical, and then he's talking about, please don't put the toilet paper please don't put anything in the toilets because it'll clog it. So listen, you sexy, wealthy ladies, please don't clog my toilets because then I don't know what I'm going to do. So, I mean, and then at the end, wasn't Kathy Hilton like, my friend Sutton, she's having some problems with her foot, with her leg. How about if you carry her down? How about if you carry her off the boat? And then Dorit as a wingman, as a wing lady, given her Sutton's phone number is like, this is from Sutton, please give her a call. Now I was wondering, I was like, did she get with Captain Theo? So Sutton was on Watch What Happens Live afterwards. They asked, and as it turns out, he did text her. However, he is taken. He is dating someone. So nothing happened between her and Cap Theo. I didn't think it would, but I had hope. Now, while they were on the ship, Kyle and Dorit really talked without the yelling. And they were able to get out like what seemed to be like a genuine apology. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go back to the dinner though, because one thing I did forget. In the midst of everything, Dorit was like, you have two separate rules. You have rules for everybody else, and then you have rules for me. And were you upset with Erica? She immediately, listen, Erica has been by her side the whole season so far. Been there for her. And then didn't she throw her right under the bus and back up over and was like, what about Erica? Because when Erica went on to Watch What Happens Live, she had said, hey, listen, if you dragged me and you eviscerated me over everything that was going on with like Tom and the marriage and the lawsuits and everything, then you better do it for everybody else. Meaning, you did it for me, you better get into everything with Kyle and these troubles with her marriage and with Morgan and all this and that. And Dorit was like, did you have a problem with her? Kyle had said, no, I don't, because that was only one thing that happened between us. And she said she was sorry that she said it. So it does seem like there is kind of that double standard, like everybody else could do something and she won't hold on to it, but Dorit does something and she does hold on to it. Now you might be I might be thinking, well, maybe it's because she holds Dorit up to a higher standard because she is closer friends with her. But we know that's not true. Here's the thing. Kyle was like, I apologize that I said that on Amazon Live, that you exaggerated the level of our friendship. I'm going to tell you what, even if she apologized for that, she said it. Me, myself, I don't know if I could move forward when somebody had said that. In my mind, I would probably downgrade. I know I would downgrade our friendship. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how I could move forward in that. Okay, so back to the boat. On the yacht, I'm getting, for some reason, my nose is getting real runny. I don't know why, but we're going to power through. We're going to power through this reality recap and snark. Onward! So, on the ship, they do offer up these genuine apologies, and Kyle gets very, very emotional. And as it turns out, like, they are the farthest apart that they've ever been. Meanwhile, here's PK and Mo living their single best lives, and they've gotten closer. They've gotten closer in their friendship. So, I mean, why? Why is that happening? But listen, Sutton reaching out, the thing that surprised me, I mean, I like to see it, because Sutton can help Dorit out, because Sutton has navigated where Dorit is probably going to go, and that's divorce. And I believe Sutton had said like her son was the same age that Dorit's son Jagger is. Like when Sutton was getting divorced, her son was the same age that Jagger is right now. So she can understand where she's come from. I thought it was very surprising that Sutton had said, "Hey, let's go talk about this," and had reached out to her, just because they've never really been super close. You know what I mean? That surprised me, but we'll see something later. We'll talk about that later. But the big bombshell, Garcelle and Kyle are talking. They seem like they are getting along a little bit better, because of the fact that like they're both at a point in their lives where they're like, okay, what is next for me? You know, like all of their children are growing up, are leaving, and what's next? What do I need next? Where do I go? I mean, Garcelle's trying to figure out like, what do I need next? Do I need a partner? What is it? And Kyle is like, I thought I was going to be married forever. I'm grown old and I don't have anybody. I don't have that companionship. What should I do? So they're bonding over that. But Kyle drops that bomb that PK texted her. Listen, my reaction was the same reaction as Garcelle's. And my question to you guys is, if you were in Kyle's situation and one of your friends' husband who she's separated from is texting you, what would you do? I'm going to tell you this much right now. I would not take those texts. I would say, listen, I get that we're all friends. However, we can't do this. You cannot text me. This has to stop. That's personally what I would do. That's not what Kyle is doing, it sounds like to me. I don't know. And on the heels of that, listen, this is something that I had just heard on social media. Now, everything that you hear on social media is not true. As a matter of fact, most of it probably isn't, because social media can be a cesspool. But there were a couple reports that I had seen that people had seen, paparazzi had caught Dorit coming out of leaving Mauricio's apartment in the early morning. Weren't there always them rumblings of like, is something going on there? And for people who were like, Mauricio would never do that to his good friend, let me tell ya, he did that to his in-laws. So, I mean, not physically screwed them, but not physically in the biblical sense screwed them, but I'm just saying. And a couple seasons ago, whenever PK had asked Mauricio if you could sleep with any of the other housewives other than your own wife, who would it be? PK said Erica. Well, I mean, that makes sense because he saw her taco. He saw her taco a few seasons before. But who did Mauricio say? Mauricio said Dorit. And then PK said it can't be either of our wives. And then he changed his answer to Rinna. I remember that. I'm just saying, that's out there. This is messy. It's messy. I'm going to tell you, so then they went out to dinner. I'm going to say this right now. Bose is stunning. I mean, that outfit, the red outfit that she had, and then Kyle took a picture of her for her to send to her, it says for her to send to her man, for Bose to send to her man. Beautiful, stunning, absolutely breathtaking. And here's another thing that I liked about Bose. When they were talking, when Kathy was like, tell us about your man, they were in the boat, and she was talking about him, the first word that she mentioned wasn't, he is so fine, or, oh, he's hot. She went through everything else, like he's kind, he's smart, he's a good man. And then at the end she said, and he's fine as hell. Listen, I love her. I really do. I like Bose a lot. I will say it until the end of time. They should have never had 8.5 on, and they should always had Bose on. That's it. Stunning. Love her. We also find out that Kathy Hilton, if you're going to keep nudes and you're an older woman, well, I want to say older. I don't know how old Kathy is, but if there's nudes and you're of a certain age and you run the social scene in Hollywood, I guess that's where you're going to keep some nudes, because Kathy Hilton's keeping her nudie patootie shoots in pictures out in some bank vault in Beverly Hills. Oh, I love that. And I'm just, listen, I should just say this every week. Listen, I love Garcelle, but she was fishing for that. She is fishing for herself for some storyline this year. Whenever she brought up that, I noticed that you shared something, that you tweeted something or posted something about Teddy. And she was like, Dorit was like, I retweeted it, or I reposted it to help Teddy's father. That to me just sounded like I said, like Garcelle trying to establish some kind of like storyline for the season. But also, I'm with Kyle. Like, why would John Mellencamp, a musician who was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, who has massive success, why would he need Dorit Kemsley's help and have her repost? Why would he need her help? What's that going to do? I'm going to tell you, if Dorit posted something about a musician, that would probably make me be like, oh, forget it. I'm not going to look into that. It would make me do the opposite of want to go and see that person. Honestly, if I see, some of my least favorite housewives chilling at a John Mellencamp concert, that's the reason why I kind of stopped listening to John Mellencamp, is because I can't stand his daughter. Ugh. I mean, I liked his son on Claim to Fame, but Teddy, no thank you. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Don't bring back, nobody at Bravo is going to see this. Andy and never going to see this. Don't you dare bring Teddy back on, because you're thinking, oh, she's interesting now because she got drama because her and Edwin are divorcing. Because it looks like next week they're having Camille come back. Listen, don't do this. Do not do this. No, thank you. I'm going to speak for everybody in Bravo Universe. Don't bring Teddy back. No, nobody wants her back. Let her continue to do her podcast or accountability coaching or whatever kind of grift she's running. Okay. That's Sutton with that. Listen, Sutton with that cheer camp sisterhood, traveling yoga pants, incantations, talking about a sisterhood, getting out that ribbon. You're gonna need something stronger than a blue ribbon tied around some people's hands to make your sisters. This is, I was like, what? And then she's like, this is coming from my heart. And then she had to read it, and it was out of here. Both saying, I can tell it is. Oh, yeah, I can see it's from your heart. You didn't even remember it. I don't know. So, okay, everybody, we're going to kumbaya. Everything's going to be great. Then they're on their way to the airport in a Sprinter van. And then Sutton then brings up Kyle and Erica's like little whispered chat in front of everybody. Whenever, was it? It was when Dorit was talking about, she was like, when she was talking about Teddy, she was like, I'm not close with Teddy, but I'm friends with her. And they were like, that's not what she said, and blah, 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 this and that. Well, Sutton brings that up. Sutton and Garcelle gets in on it. And Sutton and Garcelle, they just want everybody to be able to call each other out and just get it worked out. Like, be open, be honest. Because she's like, it's kind of mean girlish when you're talking about somebody, you're not talking about them behind their back, but you're talking like right in front of them, where in whispered tones where they can't hear you. Basically, they're like, be open and honest. But listen, I'm going to say this. I'm thinking they're like, listen, how about you tell all of us so we can all get in on it, so it can be part of all of our storylines. I'm just saying. And Dorit went from 0 to 60 in no time. She was up and screaming at Sutton. But no, this is a complete 60. And I get Dorit, because listen, Dorit was like, yesterday we were just, you were there for me, you were my friend, and now this. But to be honest though, to me, I don't feel like Sutton said anything really about Dorit. She was basically talking about Kyle and Sutton, about Kyle and Erica. So I don't know. Sutton or Dorit kind of screaming at her. I don't know, that kind of, I was kind of confused by that, as you can see. But I'm going to tell you, Dorit's not wrong, because if Sutton comes at you and starts yelling, and then you match her energy and you start yelling, then she has a problem with it, and it's not okay. I'm going to tell you what, 9 times out of 10, if you come at me screaming, I'm going to match your energy. I mean, the only time I'm not going to match that energy is if I'm in a situation where I can't. Like, if I'm at work and somebody is screaming at me, I'm not going to do that, because that's my job. I need my paycheck. If I'm at like a funeral, if I'm at, I don't even want to say at a family dinner, because a few years ago, didn't I start yelling at my family members? It was something political, and they rushed out of the house. Anyways, so there we go. And like I said, next week when they show previews, Kyle is having some kind of hoedown at her house, and they're bringing Camille back. They're bringing Camille back. I can't wait for Dorit to put her in her fucking place. Listen, no, don't bring these old people back that we don't need back. Okay, so in the comments, listen, let me know what you thought about this week's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. If nobody told you yet today you were loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world, so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. Be aware of your surroundings. Be safe. Please hydrate often with water. And if you're in a dangerous situation, be it weather related or otherwise, please make sure to be aware, be mindful, be aware, be smart, be safe. Know that Dolly and I are always sending out our love, thoughts, prayers, and all the positive energy you need to get through it. I love you guys, and I'm going to see you later for a little discussion about the petty ladies of New York City. So I will see you later. Bye, guys.